Romeo and Juliet, a classic example of tragedy by William Shakespeare. Tragedy in the sense, if the main characters of the drama comes to an end with an unhappy note, such kind of dramas has been called as tragedy. For your study, here small extract has been taken. The entire drama is not there, small extract has been taken. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is an English poet, playwright, and actor, and widely regarded as the greatest dramatist of all time. His works are loved throughout the world, but Shakespeare's personal life is shrouded in mystery. He was born on 23rd April 1564. He has been considered as the Bard of Avon. Avon, that's the name of a place in England, and he also has been considered as the England's national poet. He has written 37 dramas, which includes comedies, histories, tragedies, and he has written 154 sonnets. Sonnet means a poem which contains 14 lines. Some of the example for his writings: All's Well That Ends Well, As You Like It, Comedy of Errors, Cymbeline, Merchant of Venice, Tempest, Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, Twelfth Night, etc. He was died on 23rd April 1616. His birth date and the death date is 23rd April only. Background: there are two families here, Capulet's family and Montague's family. Romeo belongs to Montague's family and Juliet belongs to Capulet's family. But these two families are enemies, sworn enemies or staunch enemies or bitter enemies. Such kind of enmity was there between these two families. Even though he belongs to a rival family, even though Romeo belongs to rival family, he has attended the party. Sorry, he has attended the party, and Lord Capulet, I mean Juliet's father, has hosted a party. That was the night time. He has hosted a grand supper. Even though there was no invitation for Romeo, he has attended that party in disguise in order to see his dream lady. Actually, not Juliet, she is Rosaline. Earlier, he has fallen in love with a girl called Rosaline, and he has become a love failure. I mean, she did not accept his proposal, and his friend and cousin Benvolio has suggested him to forget that girl, but he was unable to forget that girl, and still he was loving that girl. In order to see that girl, he has attended the party. On that situation, immediately on the dance floor, he has seen a girl called Juliet. He has seen a girl called Juliet, and immediately he has fallen in love with that girl. She is very much beautiful girl, and she is appearing in a white color, a kind of divine beauty. Such kind of girl he has never ever seen earlier, and immediately he has fallen in love with that girl. And Juliet also has fallen in love with person called Romeo, and then after that this soliloquy has been started. The first stanza of this poem, Romeo's soliloquy or Romeo's speech. In this stanza, Romeo describes the beauty of Juliet. We shall see the first stanza. Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy doe trooping with crows, as yonder lady over her fellows shows. The measure done, I will watch her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart till love till now forswear it sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. Here I have told you, during the night time, Lord Capulet, I mean Juliet's father, has hosted a grand party. That is the night time. Here and there some of the bulbs were glowing. Romeo has compared Juliet to the brightness of the bulb, and he says that, "Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. She is more beautiful than the bulb." How the bulb is glowing, in the same way she is also glowing, and she has the capacity to teach the torches to burn more bright. Her beauty can surpass the brightness of the light. It seems, in the next line he says, "It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night." Night has been personified here. He has compared night to a woman. And he says, and he has brought the imagery of an African woman also, as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Ethiop means an African. African people almost they will be in the black color, and such kind of black people or the black woman, if she has worn white color jewel or the costly jewel to her ear, how it appears, in the same way she is appearing. On the cheek of night she is hanging. She is hanging. That he has brought the comparison here. He has compared Juliet to the rich jewel on the over the ear of that black woman. That is the simile here. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. For example, in earlier days, some of the people, they used to say that this Arambe, Urvashi, Menake, these kinds of heavenly muse or the divine beauty. In the same way, he has compared her beauty to such kind of heavenly muse or such kind of divine beauty. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. A common man cannot get such kind of beauty, such kind of beautiful girl. So, the person who is living on the earth, such kind of person cannot get such kind of beautiful girl. It is very much costly, it is very much expensive, and this is a kind of divine beauty. In the next line, he has used one more simile. So shows a snowy doe trooping with crows, as yonder lady over her fellows shows. Yonder, over there. Yonder means over there. There are many crows. There is a group of crows. Amidst the group of crows, there is a white doe. Here, white doe is Juliet, and group of crows, her companions. Along with her, some of the girls were dancing. Those have been compared to crows. So he says that amidst the group of crows, there is a white doe, that is none other than Juliet. Immediately we can notice if there is any different thing in the middle of the group. This is also a simile. The measure done, I will watch her place of stand. He says, the measure done in the sense the dance has been completed. The measure done. After the dance, he says that he will go and he will watch her place of stand, where she will go, what she will do, all these things he will watch, and he is going to meet her after the dance. For what sake he is going to meet? Actually, he is going to meet her in order to touch her, and by touching her hand, he wants to make his hand as the blessed hand. Her hand is very much soft, and his hand is a rude hand or hard hand. So, he wants to make his hand as the soft hand or the blessed hand by touching her hand. And finally, in this stanza, he says, he has asked the question to himself, did my heart love till now? These many days he has seen many girls, and he has fallen in love with a girl called Rosaline. That is not the real love at all. His experience is completely, that is wrong. This is the pure love, and he has introspected himself. He has asked the question to himself, did my heart love till now? Forswear it, whatever the girls he has seen, forswear, reject. Forswear means reject. He has rejected all those things, and all those sceneries, all those experience, whatever he has seen, he has rejected. And he further he says, till that night he has never got experience of true love. This is the true beauty, and this is the true love that he says in the first stanza. Use of figure of speech in the first stanza. Here William Shakespeare has used two similes. Simile, that is an example of figure of speech, and simile in the sense there will be comparison between two things, and if the word like, as and like, if it is used, that is simile. Here two similes he has used. First is, it seems she hangs upon the cheek of night as a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Here he has used as, and here he has compared Juliet to a rich jewel. That is the first. And second one, so shows a snowy doe trooping with crows as yonder lady over her fellows shows. Here he has used as yonder lady over her fellows shows. So here in this simile, as has been used, and comparison is there. He has compared her to a white doe amidst the group of black color crows. So this is also a simile. Juliet's soliloquy. Actually, this is description of Romeo by Juliet. Actually, in this line, in this stanza, 31 lines are there. For your study, only few lines have been given. 31 lines are not there. Only 17 to 25, only those lines have been given. We shall see the stanza. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day in night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow on a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. This is invocation of Juliet to the night. She is invoking the night. She is invoking Juliet. Actually, both of them, Juliet and Romeo, both of them have got married. After the marriage, she is waiting for her lover, her husband, Romeo. She is waiting for her husband in her father's orchard, and she is invoking, come night, come Romeo, come thou day in night. Here the word thou, that is archaic form, Old English, thou means you. Here day refers to Romeo. She says, come thou day in night. She is inviting, she is invoking night, and if night comes, along with the night, her lover, her husband, Romeo also will come. For thou wilt lie upon the wings of night. Wilt means here, that is also an archaic form. Wilt means will. Here night has been personified here, and it is compared to a bird called raven. A raven, that is a kind of bird similar to crows, similar to crow. It is compared to a bird, and she is calling, she is inviting night. For thou wilt lie upon the wings of night. That raven bird, it stretches its wings, and on the back of that bird, Romeo will sit, and that night will bring Romeo to her. And how he is appearing? Whiter than new snow on a raven's back. New snow. we have seen snow it will be in white color, and new snow whiter than new snow. If just the snow has been fallen down, how it appears? It appears in white color and whiter than new snow. Romeo is such a handsome person, and he is appearing in white color, and he is whiter than new snow on a raven's back. This is description of Romeo by Juliet. Here white snow, it refers to Romeo's charm, or it refers to pure love. Pure love. And in the next line she further says, she is invoking, come gentle night, come loving black browed night, give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars. Here she has personified the night and black browed night. That night it has black browed. Eyebrow will be that eyebrow of that night is completely black. It is appearing in black color. And she further says, give me my Romeo. Where is my Romeo? Please give me. And if I die, on that situation, what you have to do? She is telling that night, if I die, you have to take him and cut him out in the sky as the little stars. Cut him out in the sense, actually fix or set up. That night has to take him and it has to set him out in the sky as the star. So he will make the face of heaven so fine. Face of heaven in the sense here, night sky or the moonlit sky. Each one of us have seen the moonlit sky. It will be appearing in so much beautiful manner. It appears in such a beautiful manner. Many stars will be there, constellation of stars will be there, and then moon will be there. If it is crystal clear sky, I mean if there is no clouds, it appears in such a beautiful manner. So it is almost like a face of heaven. Face of heaven in the sense here, moonlit sky. So he will make the face of heaven so fine, in the sense that star, I mean it blinks like anything, that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Garish sun in the sense here, the real sun. Each one of us will worship the sun as the god, but that sun, he will become a garish sun. Garish sun in the sense unpleasantly bright in color. The real sun, he will become dull, or he will become unpleasantly bright in color in front of this star, her Romeo. He will be there forever in the sky as the star, and people will watch that star all the time, and the whole world will love him, and whole world will get the experience of love, and each and every one will starts to worship the star, and the real sun, he will not get the worship. That she says in this stanza. This is the soliloquy of Juliet.